You're live! I gotta do a couple things though. Suck it! Like, why's my audio crackling? Okay. My channel. Pull up the stream in my talk. Yes, I am, baby. Yes, I am. That's money. Now we're gonna copy the link. We're gonna go to Twitter. Okay. Tweet. The suffering continues. Twitter, tweet that shit out. Bam. We're live. Back again with another episode of suffering. It's not really suffering, but it's pretty fun so far. Probably will not go near as long as I did yesterday. Yesterday I went a bit hard. 4 hours is pretty long. Especially since it was like 2 o'clock before I quit, so, you know. We're going to hit continue. This is our save file. We're 25 years old. On our deathbed, some would say. The night falls upon the city, shrouding it in darkness and dotting the skies with stars. The din of the street dies down slowly. Soon the heavy footfalls of Gandharma patrols is the only sound. You are at the print shop tying up the day's loose ends. There's a sudden knock at the door. Sophia walks in without a word, holding a half-empty bag. She heads to the room containing the shop's records. Somewhere in there, under the pile of paperwork, is a crate with her things in it. Sophia pushes the papers aside and starts shoving her things into the bag. She barely looks at what she is doing. What is going on? She freezes as though noticing you for the first time. Then she pulls up a chair, sits down, and lights her pipe. Always smoking in my shop! Making my books smell like pipe smoke. Well, I mean, that's actually a pleasant smell for books, to be honest with you. I was with Felipe just now. I'm leaving for a long time. Could be a whole year. Gotta recruit pissed off people for the last straw from all over Magra. He thinks we've already found everybody here in Enzante. Is she going alone? Sophie nods, exhaling smoke. Yep, Felipe's orders. Says it's safer that way. He needs you here. Her eyes are trained on you. You notice yellow light glimmering deep within them. Even without the underground movement, Sophia is just as dangerous on her own, and Felipe actually thinks she is going to recruit hundreds more people to die for his scheme. Sophia puts out ring after ring. This slowly dissolves into the air, filling the room with acrid smoke. There is no hiding from her light blue eyes. A gentle smile plays on her lips. Now I'm just saying, if she is really a wizard, she would be blowing smoke trains. Just saying. Just saying. Isn't that what Gandalf... No, it was a ship, I think. Smoke ships. Just don't botch the whole thing while I'm gone, okay? You nod, and awkward silence follows. Deep inside Sophie's pipe, a red spark flares back to life again. She knew you would be at the print shop alone tonight. Did she really come here just to tell you this? She does not look away. Wish her a safe journey. See you later, kid. Swear to remain loyal to her no matter what? I don't even know how we would have gotten that. Sophie embittered? Tell her. Ooh, +5 willpower. What the hell, man? What do we get from that? -5 willpower? Oh, but she grows close. I still kind of hate her, not gonna lie. I mean, she did still screw me over. Just, oh, wish you a safe journey. -1 friendship. That's great. That's great. I mean, I don't really want to read this one, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really want to read through all that ushy-gushy weirdness. I don't really want to read through all that ushy-gushy weirdness either. I kind of wanted to do this one, but apparently I can't. Merciless? Tell her how you feel. I hate you, you bitch. That's how I feel. What? I will do third option, sure. If this gets too weird, I'm skipping. I got a trophy! Yes! Take a moment to think, then sit next. After you pause, you finally speak your mind. Ever since you've had these feelings, ever since you were children, I really don't want to read this. You have tried to fight it, tried to ignore it, but it was all in vain. And now there is no reason to hide it anymore. You remember every moment you spent together. The games you used to play, her escape from the city, your chance encounter in Eterna when she fucked you over. What? You have both experienced plenty of misfortune in your lives, mostly caused by her, by the way. But you are still happy because you have always been together. And then you say it. Loves you, Holmes. That's how my character said it, by the way. I'll always be there for you. I'll keep you safe from the rest of the world. That's kind of not a promise you should make, but... Dude, imagine if you did this and then sold her out. And then dabbed on her, you know? Okay, that would be pretty messed up. So she'd forgotten how to breathe, she interrupts you in a hushed whisper. Why are you? This can't be happening. This isn't real. It's never real. Nobody stays. Everybody leaves one way or another. I'm leaving right now, and then you'll leave me too. Well, actually, you left me, and then also froze me in a deal, got me kidnapped, and forced me to become a spy. Just saying. I checked it before I started going. Hey. Yeah. That's kind of... Did you have to add in the tobacco-stained fingers part? That's... Yeah, yada yada yada. That's weird stuff. Shoulders begin as she is crying. Blah 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 blah. You wipe the tears from blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Here it is. It gives you strength. Ooh, what'd she give me? Blah 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 blah. And then she leaves. Okay. Cool. We skipped that part. Ah, -5 willpower. That took willpower? Bam. Bam. Can I have witch children? I'm sorry. That's where my mind went. The unrest in Magra is growing by the day. More and more commoners flock to the streets and squares, trying to make their voices heard by the nobility. The crowds have become too large for the Gandharmas to disperse. They can no longer be ignored. For the first time in years, the ruling estate seems to have seen the people for the terrifying power they represent, and they have decided to fight fire with fire. In spite of all the resistance offered by Prefect Elborn and the Lesser Quorum, the magistrate and the aristocracy finally get their way. Overseer Tempest deploys troops to the city. The streets and squares are packed on this ill-fated day. Hidden in the crowd, you watch 2 battalions of the Imperial Legion march triumphantly down the streets of Enzante. The banners of Magra and the Tempest dynasty soared proudly above the soldiers' heads. Gaius Tempest leads the battalions himself atop a white Monian stallion? What is that? Sorry, I like horses and I want to know what this horse is. White Monian stallion. Oh, it's just Shadowfax. Okay. I thought it was going to be something else. And then it was just Shadowfax, so... You know, that's cool. That's cool. To his right, you see the young captain of the battalion. He looks familiar. It's Thomas! Oh man! When the procession reaches the golden square, it stops so the overseer can address the people. Battalions, defense formation, dude. I'm gonna have to kill Thomas. This sucks, man. The Legion soldiers spring into action, slamming their weapons against their shields as they move. Their ranks shift in eerie harmony down to the last man, like an enormous uncanny machine, and then they all stop at once in an instant. The square grows silent. The overseer's booming voice echoes for all to hear. People of Enzante, I have heard your cry for help and come to this city accompanied by my loyal soldiers. The Imperial Legion will bring order to Enzante and put an end to all riots and crime? I don't know that that's what the people wanted, but okay. These soldiers will protect you from the schemes of rebellious nobles, insidious insurgents, and anyone else who seeks to spark unrest. I am Gaius Tempus, the overseer of Magra and Enzante. By the Emperor's decree, I rule this land. Those who question my rule question the Emperor's rule as well, and they will be executed as rebels and insurrectionists. You hear whispers throughout the square. The Legion's arrival in a harbinger of change. But how drastic will this change be? Even at home, the Legion is the only topic of conversation during dinner. Thank the twins Gaius Tempus have finally decided to act. Those low-born scum have grown far too insolent of late. They ought to be reminded of their place with an iron fist. Intimidating the people won't do any good, Stefan. They have valid reasons to take to the streets, but instead of hearing them out, the overseer is hiding behind his soldiers. It's disgusting. I think Gloria is right. Everyone's really scared. A lot of my friends want the Legion to leave the city too. I mean, your friends aren't very good people, though. Just saying. Those friends of yours know nothing, Nathan. Their lots is to work and suffer, not wag their tongues. Oh, we're so sorry, Sir Stefan. We forgot that only blue bloods can rule. Too bad all that inbreeding hasn't made them any smarter. Enough bickering, you two. You clearly don't understand what's going on here. The purpose of the Overseer's move is first and foremost to thwart the plot against him, set in motion by Archduke Melandius' loyal clique of nobles. The commoners are a secondary matter. By the way, I've heard the battalion is being led by an old schoolmate of yours. He hasn't told you anything about what Gaius Tempus is up to, has he? You have not seen Thomas in a long time. He has not told you anything. That's too bad. Oh well, I suppose time will tell. Whatever the region, the Legion is here in Enzante, and it is a force that must be reckoned with. And as would have it, Thomas is in command of it. Is there any way you have to turn this situation to the last straw's advantage? Use Thomas. Do we get bond of friendship? I mean... Oh no, that's the condition. Sorry. We get power, unrest, -2, -1 reputation. Oh! Exiled, what does that mean? I don't know that that's good. I have to die for that one, so obviously I can't do that one. Yeah, I can't really do that one. Ooh. This is an interesting deal here. So to get this, spy network must be lower than 6, unrest must be 8. Right now, we need this. No, we don't need that. Where is... We need this. No. We need this. Unrest is 10, spy network is 5. So we can't... We could take one more point to this, and we could take a knock here if need be. So we could use. What does that even mean? Thomas Gurio exiled. What does that mean? So, oh, that one gives -1 unity? That's spyware. So we can't do this one because that'll. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess we can't do that one because that will give us our final death. Duh. We could do that one though. Oh wait, no. Oh schisms. You give Thomas the names of the nobles plotting against the overseer in exchange for his assistance. What does that mean? Do I give him the names of, like, Dorius? Or am I giving him the names of, like, the guy I'm helping? I think it means I give him Dorius's name. And I kind of want to do that one. Because I don't really want to use... Because what does Thomas exiled mean? What does exiled relations mean in the suffering of Sir Brante? Blah 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 blah. Okay, eat my butt cheeks. I think we're gonna go with this one. That'll be -1 unrest, which we can take, +1 spy network, which we can take. But we also get +1 family, and I don't think it does anything bad. Like screw us out of an ending. Yeah, because we can't do that one, obviously. That one would screw our reputation, give us more unrest, but we don't really need more unrest. Less spy network would be nice, but we don't really need that. Let's do this one. I think. I hope this doesn't screw me over. You and Thomas have known each other ever since you were boys. You used to play on those very streets pretending to be heroes of old, fighting the great battles of the past. Now Thomas, commander of the Legion soldiers sent to Enzante to squash the unrest, and you command the last straw and have spent several years preparing the city for the full-scale revolt. There it is, the ruin of Charmalandius Palace. The remains of your childhood fort still stands among the crumbling stoneworks. You wait for Thomas. He arrives alone without any soldiers to guard him. He wears a suit of armor and the vibrant cloak of a commanding officer, a sword by his side. His shoulders have grown even broader and he treads firmly. You spot a few early gray threads in his hair. Hello, Devlin, good to see you. You shake your old friend's hand and congratulate him on his promotion. Oh, it's nothing, but that was a good idea, meeting here like this, and look, there's our old fort. Can you believe it's still there after all these years? Feels like a dream whenever I'm back in Enzante. So much has happened. I've become a nobleman, joined the Legion, got promoted to captain, but everything here is still just as it was. Even those old wooden planks we lugged all the way here are still standing. You interrupt Thomas's reminiscing, as this is no time for nostalgia. You have something important to discuss. Thomas' face grows serious. I'm listening. This is not about you, you explain. It is about Thomas himself. He has been gone from Enzante for so long, he may have trouble understanding the state of contemporary noble society. There is something he needs to know. You show your friend the stack of notes and letters stolen from Otten's mansion. Surely Thomas has heard about the nobles plotting a revolt against the overseer in the name of Archduke Melandius. Yeah, I've heard about that. That treasonous Whoreson Otten was caught red-handed. The overseer got some of his letters, but none of them ever implicated other nobles. Thomas considered the letters a moment, then points at them and turns to you. Is this what I think it is? So it was you. You were the one who exposed Otten. Exactly, you reply. And these documents are enough to implicate the rest of the traitors. Alright, Brante, I gotta admit, I'm surprised, although I guess ought to thank you for what you did to Otten. You have no idea how much easier my life got when he finally fled Magra. The overseer really is worried about those rebellious nobles. If you have their names, please give them to me. Save the city from bloodshed. But where did you get these papers? That is a question he should not have asked. Still, you answer him truthfully. You serve the Empire as an agent of the secret chancellery. Your old friend falls silent for a moment, clearly stunned by the news. Wow, very well. What do you want for these papers? Nothing. What you want is to have a few of those scheming nobles disappear on the way to the dungeon. Surely Thomas understands that this is in everyone's best interest. Your friend hesitates for a moment, then finally makes up his mind. Alright, if you say so. Life sure is strange, don't you think? I mean, who could have guessed this is where the twins would take you? You and Thomas shake hands and embrace and part ways. Your friendship began right there, all those years ago. Will you ever see each other again? Over the course of the next week, the nobles you reported to Thomas leave Enzate one by one. Some are taken in chains, arrested for plotting a revolt. Others manage to escape on their own and take shelter in Archduke Melandius' castle. Still others find themselves imprisoned in the last straw's subterranean hideouts. You ordered Oliver to beat every last drop of information out of the Archduke's plans out of them, then eliminate them. The nobler they are, the louder they scream. They're a right delicate bunch, boss. Gotta find me a cell with thick walls. Having dealt with the nobles' plot in Enzante, the battalions leave the city and return to the castle in Neri. The people have seen the Legion in action. They will be far more reluctant to take to the streets and demands now. For a time, Enzante enjoys a shaky, unsteady semblance of peace and quiet. Yeah! Get that reputation out of the gutter, know what I'm saying? Aw, man, conditions mint. I don't want to get more conditions mint. Felipe has chosen an unusual place tonight. Enzante's ancient marble bathhouse is a place only nobles are allowed to enter. But tonight, in accordance with the advisors, its doors are open to you. The staff treats you with the subservience typical reserved for real noblemen. You are shown to a magnificent hall with a ceiling supported by century-old columns and left alone. The reflections of hundreds of candle flames dance across the walls and the water in the marble pool. You notice a pool of candied fruit and a bottle of wine. There are no other patrons. This is most likely the only time you will ever see the inside of a bathhouse. Felipe really uses the same meeting place twice. After a while, you muster enough courage to enter the water. It is very warm. You lie on your back and float. Your body relaxes, and a pleasant feeling of drowsiness creeps over you. You are startled by echoing footsteps and the percussive thudding of a cane. Felipe is approaching. Several burly men led by Oliver Moss follow behind him. You get out of the water and reach for your clothes, but Moss steps onto your garments, preventing you from covering yourself. Okay, perverts. Felipe's men surround you. The advisor taps the floor with his cane. The sound echoes off the marble walls. Droplets of water from your wet hair run down your back, causing you to shiver. Are you really naive enough to think you could conceal your betrayal from me? I didn't betray you! I'm the advisor of the secret chancellery. I know all about the deals you made behind my back, but I'll give you one last chance to save yourself. Confess your betrayals, and maybe, just maybe, I won't drown you in this pool like a runt. Oh, fuck, dude. no. Oh no. Oh no. What do I need for this? So if I betrayed him, would that affect things, or would that screw me over? Fudgeroonies, dude, I'm getting screwed in the ass on this. So it's only bad things happen. I mean, pay it back in blood. What? Does that cock block me though? That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared that if I do this, I'll get cock blocked. But if I do that. Man, now I wish I had made a deal with that jackass. Because I would totally have thrown him under the bus. Oh, just when I thought I was freaking golden, it throws this decision at me. Unrest. If only we had epic manipulation. Oh, man. I guess we could do. Let's do Egmont. This might be stupid. This might be stupid. Well, so she's betrayed. -2. Wish I could do that one, but you know, if I ever do another playthrough, I'm investing every single point that I have into manipulation. Because to be honest with you, it's just the best thing. Like, you can make it through life alone with just manipulation, apparently. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No. Screw it, let's do it. This might be horrible. You close your eyes and take a deep breath. Yes, Mayor Egmont did indeed offer you a bargain. He wants to start a real revolt and force Gaius Tempest to make Enzante a free city. Felipe's lip begins to curl. You do not let him interrupt you. You make a mistake by not reporting this offer. You regret it, but you had no intentions of working for Egmont. Your loyalty lies with Felipe and Felipe alone, and you will do whatever it takes to prove it. Yes, you are correct. Your life does belong to me. You will never make a mistake like this again. Egmont was a fool to trust someone like you, but I will use that my advantage. Continue pretending to be in cahoots with him. I want to know what he's up to. You heave a sigh of relief. You will live. Felipe needs you. But you didn't think I'd let this go unpunished, did you? The Baron takes a few steps back and snaps his fingers. His thumbs push you to the marble floor. The first blow hits you in the head. The world spins around you several times. Blinded, you try to curl up into a ball to protect your stomach. They continue to kick you until another finger snap is heard. You cannot breathe. A powerful hand holds your head in the water as you struggle. Then you are pulled out for a moment, and as soon as you can take a conclusive breath, you are submerged again. Dark spots dance before your eyes. Your mouth is filled with blood. Footsteps fade away in the distance. You lie naked on the white marble. Ooh, oh wait, did that... Oh, it did fuck me. Oh shit, I made the wrong choice. I made the wrong choice. He made the wrong choice. No! It is late. You are preparing to go home when a priest with a long staff walks into the print shop. You recognize him. He is the abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree, the face of the new faith in Enzante, Father Lenart. I must apologize for visiting you at so late an hour. Still, I'm glad you are here. I am Father Lenart. You may have been to a sermon of mine, but I do not believe we have ever spoken in person. I've come to you regarding a rather delicate matter, but I have been made aware that your print shop often deals in matters such as these. I believe you know that Cassius, Magra's current patriarch, has not recognized the new faith. Our numbers are great, but the patriarch thinks we are just another heretical sect. My teacher, Patriarch Fotis, was betrayed and murdered before he could have doctrine recognized. The light of the new faith struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but I am determined to make sure Fotis' teachings get the same recognition and respect in Magra as the teaching of Isatius. 1 month from today is an important day for the new faith, the anniversary of Patriarch Fotis' murder. I wish to gather my flock at the place of his true death, to address Patriarch Cassius and demand recognition for our faith. If several thousand new believers gather in the city, the Patriarch will have no choice but to heed our call. But in order to bring all these people to Enzante, I need your help, Brante. I know you can not only print my appeal, but also distribute it throughout the province. In the city of Enzante, the new believers stand firmly united, but our brethren are isolated from one another in the rest of the province, and I have no way of reaching them through the temples. The Inquisition and the priests of the old faith will never let my summons spread throughout Magra, but you can achieve what I cannot. I have written my appeal down for you. Please print it and see that my summons spread in every corner of Magra. I want every Magrian new believer to realize that now is the time to stand up for our doctrine. I will summon them in the Silver Tree on the day of Fotis' death. Patriarch Fotis claimed that the truth that revealed itself to Isatius is not the only way to serve the twins. The doctrine of the new faith frees its followers from the strict shackles of the lots and teaches them to seek their own path to the peak of the shining pillar. Commoners free from their lots, refusing to do nothing but work and suffer. Lowly peasants claiming the right to rule and wage war. New believers ready to take up arms and fight for their faith. If they receive Father Lenart's summons, they will likely flock to the streets of Enzante. You glance over the handwritten page the abbot has given you. brothers and sisters who have heard and received the word of Patriarch Fotis own as your own new faith, you have been summoned. Come to the place where our teacher's life was tragically cut short on the day of his demise. We will meet there in the shade of the silver tree to honor the memory of Patriarch Fotis and complete his life's work. We will make them ourselves heard by Patriarch Cassius. We will demand that the church recognize the new faith as equals to the teaching of Saint Esatius. We will make camp in the city, and we will not leave until our demands are met. Father Lenart has a great following among the people. His summons could have significant repercussions. What should you do? Why can't I? What is this one? Take advantage of the sermon to recruit people. Fulfill his request. So either way, my freaking reputation gets boned. That's nice. Fill his request, because I'm not a prick. All other orders are cancelled. You focus all your efforts on printing Father Lenart's summons. Once the leaflets are done, they are spread throughout the province by people you trust. New believers soon begin to leave small Magro towns and villages and head to Enzante. The city authorities soon take note of the pilgrims arriving in greater numbers every day. 1 week before Patriarch Fotis' memorial, the Enzante shuts its gates. But the thousands of new believers already inside its walls are outraged, and the Gadamas are forced to reopen the city. The Prefect, the Inquisition, the Legion, none of them are ready to contend with masses of new believers united by a common purpose. On the day of Patriarch Fotis' death, Father Lenart addresses his flock with a sermon, then leads the inspired followers to the residence of Patriarch Cassius. One against an immense crowd, Cassius has no choice but to accept their demands. He recognizes the new faith as equal to the teachings of Saint Esatius and grant the new faith priests in Magra freedom to preach their doctrine as they see fit. Most of the new believers soon leave the city for their homes. However, some commoners choose to remain in Enzante. These several days of sudden chaos have ruined several of the city's chancellery's best laid plans. Your spy network's operations are also disrupted. What's more, the people eventually learn that your print shop was involved in the affair. As a consequence, your family falls out of favor with the gentry, who still respects the teaching of Esatius. Father Lenart and his flocks, on the other hand, are sincerely grateful for your assistance. I could never have assembled so many people without your aid, Brante. If you ever need our help, we will gladly stand by your side. Hell yeah! Making friends! Making friends! Because we're gonna need them, because I just betrayed one of my best ones. Why? At least it wasn't Thomas that I... No! Why? Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to your reputation and the Brante family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble family of the city have potentially endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Noble society is eager to bring your ever-dusty scandal back into the light. Old offenses, ancient grievances, and naturally Father's marriage to Lindia, Brante and Gloria's ignoble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lindia, Devlin and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behaviors will seem perfectly ordinary on the surface, but no matter where you go now, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. We have to accept this humbly, bear this burden. All hope of being ennobled by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor. Man. Bronte is grabbed through the dirt, never to recover. I'm sacrificing so much. Ooh, nice. Gloria's secret plot. Conditions met. A year has passed since the day Gloria asked for your protection. You have brought up her lowly position several times in conversations with Father, but every time his face darkens and he asks you to stop. You can feel Stefan's influence behind these refusals. Your only option is to wait for something to change. Meanwhile, emotions are running high in the family. Gloria disappears for several days at a time. She is often seen in the company of young citizens of low estate. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends and libertines and troublemakers and connections like these will be her downfall. Your sister obediently lends an ear to his speeches, then vanishes again. You are relaxing in the bath after a long day when you suddenly hear rapid footsteps in the hallway and Stefan's angry voice. The door to the bathroom bursts open. Dude, I'm naked. Get out of here. Get dressed. We're waiting for you in the sitting room. It's urgent. It's not more urgent than my bath. Go away. Perplexed, you get out of the tub and make yourself presentable. Father and Stefan are waiting for you in the sitting room. Gloria is huddled in a chair in the corner. Your elder brother swiftly locks the door behind you. This bodes ill. So I was on my way to a ball at the El Laberius mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of a secret society. Father, whom do you presume they meant? Wasn't me, It was probably Gloria. It wasn't me. Looks at Stefan defiantly, her lips pursed tightly. This is the last straw. Yeah. That doesn't have anything to do with me, like I said. You will make pariahs of us all, Gloria. I will not allow you to ruin everything Sir Gregor worked for. Stefan is nearly screaming, but then he pulls himself together and continues in a more composed manner. I'm afraid Lady Gloria cannot remain in this house, but before honorable people, we must provide for her future. Sir Jose L. Pelletier is willing to take her as his lawful wife. That's fucked, dude. Gloria, you will be accepted into a household of nobles of the sword. I have been negotiating with your suitor for quite some time. Who gave you the right to decide my fate behind my back? You aren't even the head of the family. Gloria, you must abide by the decisions of your elders. This family has done so much for you already. Now I'm even going to provide you with a good match. But you're acting like a spoiled child. You will be a nobleman's wife, you fool. You'll be able to write your poems you'll want for nothing. You'll be able to enjoy your life. Sir El Pelletier has been hounding me for a year now. I can't believe he's in love with me, a lowly common girl. Sure, he's easy on the eyes, he's a skilled warrior and a respected nobleman, but he needs a wife to give birth to his heirs, follow him around obediently at social gatherings, and praise his chivalry. Can't you see that I don't belong in his family? Stuff and nonsense. Father, here's a letter to the El Petars. Sign it. As the head of the family, we should invite our future relatives to our house and introduce ourselves to Gloria's future husband and his parents. I hope that Devlin will do his part as well. Fuck you. I mean, what? Sorry. Father reluctantly skims the letter and frowns. Stefan, why have you never spoke to me about a matter of such importance? No match can be made without my consent. Have I announced my wish for Gloria to be married? Father, she leaves us no choice. You know that we cannot make Gloria a Brante, but our family reputation still suffers because of her rebellious ways. Don't you see that this marriage will benefit everyone? Gloria springs to her feet, choking with rage. You'd do anything to prevent me from joining this family. This marriage will bring nothing but sorrow to me and El Pelletier. All you ever think about is your own interest. Ingrate, I'm looking out for you. No, I wasn't screwing up. The lettering screwed up. I'm looking out for you, and this is how you repay me. Or would you prefer to be cast out for your disgraceful antics. Father, please sign the letter and free us from this debacle once and for all. Gloria rushes towards you in desperation and clasps your hands. Brother, please, you promise you never let them kick me out. Bad blood. Pressure. Father. Gloria, say nothing. Gloria, at home, bad blood. Wow, you could challenge him to a duel. That's messed up. If I was the path of the noble. Gloria, at home, bad blood. I get -3, but Gloria +2 and -1 unity. That option, I get -2 unity, -2 with Stefan and Father, so we're going to threaten Stefan. Yeah. Threaten Stefan. You approach Stefan with a sly grin. It's time to share some old secrets. Long ago, you saw Stefan at the estate of Duke El Vasco and learned about your brother's forbidden Dude, I've been a spy my whole life. I was born into this. I'm a dirty bastard. I've been digging up dirt on people my whole life and just keeping it there, waiting to use it for the time is right. Duke El Valensco, and learned about your brother's forbidden tryst. He has been in love with the Duke's daughter, Maria, ever since he was a youth, but the old Duke would never have given his daughter to the son of a humble judge, would he? Stefan's face is distorted by pain and rage. You have struck a nerve. You keep the onslaught. Stefan and the Duke's daughter have been lovers ever since. In spite of her marriage of many years, it seems your brother wasn't strong enough to end this forbidden affair. Is this how he strives to improve the family's reputation? You conniving little sneak, you've been shadowing me ever since you were a boy, so you finally decided to play your hand, have you? You reply calmly to his outburst. Either Stefan stands down, or high society will learn of his affair with the Duke's daughter. He cannot dictate Gloria's fate as though she were his property. And Gloria must become a Brante and a full member of the family. This is the only way to make sure this never happens again. You backstabbing wretch, you know I'll do whatever it takes to save my beloved reputation. You shrug. If Stefan truly treasured Maria's reputation so much, he would have ended their affair long ago. Stefan lets out a bitter sigh. I never knew what a pitiless scoundrel you are. Fine, you win, but if you so much as mention Maria again, I'll kill you on the spot. From this day forth, you are no brother of mine. The door slams loudly. Stefan rushes down the steps, saddles his horse, and is gone. Father and Gloria still in shock. What have you done? Stefan will never forgive you for this, and he might never come home again. Good. You offer Father an explanation. Stefan was trying to seize control of his family. He wanted to decide its fate as he saw fit. He thought himself a second Gregor Brante, but the Brantes have had their fill of tyrants. You take the letter of marriage and tear it into shreds. Gloria lets out a quiet shriek. You continue with the same passion. Father made his choice long ago. It was grandfather who tried to oust Mother and Gloria from this home for the crime of their low birth. Father has the right to choose his own family. Father sighs deeply, pulling himself together. You're right, I have to admit it. My fear of your grandfather was too strong, but those days are over. Gloria is Lindia's daughter, the daughter of my wife, and she is my daughter as well. Gloria is shaking now. She can't believe her ears. Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter. Gloria Brante. He's still a spineless bastard because he didn't do all this until I brought our reputation down to nothing. So you're welcome. By bringing your reputation into the dirt with mine, I made you less spineless. So suck it. Gloria falls on her adopted father's shoulders, racked by silent tears. Father. You join their embrace. Gloria squeezes your hand with hers. your sister's eyes glimmering with joy and gratitude. The family is uneasy after Stefan's disappearance, furious at your extortion. Your older brother does not return home for a long time. Bum bum bum! Yeah, -1 to the unity. Not gourd. 26 years old. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostility between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Melanius have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Melanius, which has protected you since time immemorable. The farmers and merchants can finally have a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdraws from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle of Serpenverda. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hand of the Overseer, or is this just an elaborate ruse? Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Archean rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. Tasty. Now that Archduke Melanius has yielded in his struggle for power, the city of Enzante is enjoying a moment of respite. But your gut tells you to stay on your guard. The powerful Arcanian noble has relinquished some of his power, and someone will surely make an attempt to seize it. You tell your people to watch the city closely and report anything even slightly suspicious to you right away. At first, they mistake your unease for unfounded paranoia, but your gut feeling soon proves to be true. Late one night, a lady barges into the print shop clearly excited. Fod's found something big. You've got to see this. She takes you to the North Gate. Fod is waiting for you in a dark back street next to his sizable wooden crate. The old man lifts the heavy lid with a groan. Here, my friend, take a look. Dude, Father Fod is actually like my favorite character, dude. He's such just a weird dude. Like, he's a drunken priest that's just helping me out. He's not actually even a real priest, to be honest with you. He's just a drunk with long hair that sleeps in my print shop and helps me out. What a G, man. He's the best. You take a step closer and freeze involuntarily. A lady manages a nerve chuckle. Fraud wipes beads of sweat from his brow. It's guns, baby. Inside the crate, at least 24 gunpowder muskets, along with bullet pouches full of lead balls with a couple of kegs of gunpowder. This would be enough to arm a full squad. You cannot help but recall the convicts' revolt in Illyria 3 years ago. Nowadays, anyone who is suspected of owning a firearm similar to the guns they used is sent to the gallows at once. Where did Fod find all this? The old man lifts a finger, eager to enlighten you. So I was doing my watch, just like you asked, in a nice little place by the gate. And then I see a loaded wagon with 3 sturdy fellows on it. They look every bit like your ordinary workmen, except there's something funny about them. They keep whispering and fidgeting all odd-like, so I think maybe they're the last straws, right? I wanted to shush them, tell them to calm down, but the twins told me I better wait, and then, bam, they got stopped by a patrol. The Gaddarmas keep asking them questions. Before you know it, they ask to see what's in the crate. Well, that was it. The youngsters were all over the Gaddarmas before I could blink, and they did a real number on them, I tell you. The Gaddarmas barely managed to cry for help before they all got knocked out. Then the guys started bickering. They ended up dumping the crate down an alley and scattered. The Gaddarmas came to and stumbled after them. Everybody forgot about the crate. I thought I ought to see what all the fuss was about. When I saw what was in there, I dragged the crate off to the side and called for you right away. You give the packing crate a closer look and notice a trademark brand on the side. This is a crate for one of Mayor Egmont's mines. They usually contain silver. So Egmont is smuggling firearms into the city now, and men who know about it are being hunted by the prefector. They will not be able to hide for long, and once they are finally caught, it will not be long before Felipe hears about these weapons. You stare at the gun, lost in thought. Where did Egmont produce these weapons? Are they more of the stash throughout the city? You might not have all the answers, but you still have to do something. Oh, 'cause I fucked myself. Mayor Egmont gets arrested. Oh, shit. That's actually like my best freaking option though, dude. That's my best option. Oh, she, man, I should have sold Sophia down the tubes, dude. That sucks, actually, that I did that. Guess I suck. I should have, accepted this guy's request when he asked me, and then I could have sold him out. But no, I was stubborn and didn't. So now, we get to seize the guns for ourselves, I guess. These firearms are incredibly valuable. They ought to be put to good use. You tell Fod to find your wagon of your own so you can hide the crates somewhere safe. And the Ghardamas, they're patrolling the city. They'll be sure to search us if they see us. Let Eladia take care of it. A few careful, orchestrated street brawls along your route ought to distract the Ghardamas long enough for you to pass. Got it. A few hours later, you reach your safe house. You hide the crate of guns under your sackcloth in the same cave where you keep the gunpowder. With weapons like this, your loyal men will be transformed into a powerful army. But for now, you have to keep them a secret. You return to the print shop at dawn, tired and aching after a sleepless night. Moss is waiting for you in your office. Tired, Brante? Well, no rest for the wicked. Sir Felipe wants to meet you in the Archduke's garden in an hour. Don't be late. He ain't in the best mood. Felipe seldom, if ever, meets with anyone in person. You nod to Moss and send him away, trying to keep your hands from shaking. Sand scrapes beneath your heels. The shade from the trees in the city garden provides barely any respite from the beating sun. There is no one here. Sir Felipe awaits you on a little bench at the far end of the garden path. The advisor is surrounded by a flock of birds, muttering softly. Felipe feeds them tiny scraps of bread from a small loaf. You take a seat next to him. When Felipe finally speaks to you, you are surprised to hear sincere, friendly warmth in his voice. You know, life has taught me an important lesson. When somebody does their job and does it well, that's worthy of respect. It's a shame that doesn't apply to you. You tamp down the rising panic. You cautiously ask what you have done to disappoint Sir Felipe. Mayor Egmont tried to spark an armed uprising right under your nose. You see, his men have been smuggling firearms into the city. He was hoping to arm his miners and send them off to demand justice. Were you aware of this, Brante? The friendly warmth in his voice is gone. No, you are not, you tell him, trying to keep your voice steady, not in the slightest. Felipe seems to believe you. He sneers at your reply. I know you were, but it's your job to be. You're the ringleader of every riot in this city, are you not? But you didn't catch this, Brante. Egmont would have slipped through our fingers if the Ghardames hadn't reacted in time, and then the twins alone know what he would have done. But now we own Egmont, head to toe, thank the twins. I interrogated him myself. When he realized what we were accusing him of, he didn't even try to hide it. He gave up all his men as soon as I pressed the issue. They've been smuggling guns here for several months now, all the way from Illyria. He didn't have a backbone? You know what? I was sad I sold this guy out, but now I'm kind of happy. He didn't have a backbone. What the hell? They're stashed all across the city. Even Egmont doesn't know where all of them are. It won't be easy for my agents to find them all. Even the crate the smugglers brought here last night has disappeared. So you and the last straw need to keep an eye out for those guns. Got it? You avert your gaze and nod. Egmont will hang as soon as our revolt begins. Don't disappoint me again unless you want to swing next to him. Brante, you're only alive as long as you're useful. He stands up, throws the bread on the ground, and leaves. The birds in front of the bench tear into the loaf, ripping it to pieces as the sound of Felipe's cane fades away into the distance. A cold shiver runs down your spine as you watch them. The advisors suspected nothing. But now, you have even more questions than before. Mayor Egmont is a bold man, but smuggling guns into the city, that is too much even for him. Someone must have put the old man up to it, and that someone is almost certainly dangerous. You need to stay on your guard. Oh baby, achievement unlocked! You have enough weapons to arm a squad of rebels loyal to you alone. Hell yeah, baby, I'm building my own army. You know what? I say screw it with freedom. Screw it with this revolt. I think we revolt and just take it for ourselves, dude. I want to become just the king and just rule over everybody under my foot. I mean, no, man. The industrialist was arrested by the secret chancellery. Not good. Bum bum bum. Deafening silence fills your homes. You are standing by Mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past years. The fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You have been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell you the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the twins' hands now. If she passes away, she will not come back. And so you wait for Mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that she will regain consciousness. There's a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then at last you hear Nathan's meek voice. Mother, it's me, Nathan. Can you hear me? Mother suddenly rises on her elbow. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. My son, where are you? Nathan takes Mother by her thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. Stefan, were you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice, happy family we have. A blessing from the twins. Nathan is unsure what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain. You're a little confused, Lindia. This is Nathan, and the children are grown up now, remember? Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grow dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow. You're right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your house. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty. And how did I repay you? Gloria cannot take it anymore. What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could. Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice is so faint now, calls out to you. And Devlin, where is he? With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly. You're here, right by her side. I'm so happy to know you're here. I always knew greatness awaited you ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I will face my punishment, my final judgment. But don't worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins. Lindia's voice trails off, no longer a voice, just a final whisper. Will you accept your mother's death, or will you find a way to fight for her life? Mother recovers? Well, what did I need to do that one? What did I need? Oh, because I pissed off Stefan. I can't do that one. Share your strength with Mother. You will not give up so easily. There is a reason you have fought tooth and nail to keep your family together all these years, resolving every dispute within the Brante home. You lean down to Mother's ear and begin to whisper. No, Mother has not failed anyone. She has always given her all to this family. She taught you well, and she took good care of you. She has nothing whatsoever to blame herself for. Your family is torn apart by quarrels, but you are still a family because of Mother. She has no right to abandon you in this dark hour. With a great effort, Mother lifts her head slightly. She looks over the faces of her family huddled around their bed. Gloria with her arms folded on her chest in an unspoken prayer, Nathan pressing himself timidly against his sister. A faint, humble glimmer of hope appears in her mother's eyes. We are still a family. You stroke Mother's hair gently. Yes, yes, we are. We are all Brontes. We are a family, and as long as we remember that we are one, we will weather any storm and overcome any strife. Times are changing, and the family must face these changes. But was it not Mother who taught us to face life with humility? Mother sits up in bed. The color returns to her pallid cheeks. Mother, you're not leaving us. Brother, your words are better than any medicine. Lindy, dude, every sickness can be cured by a good speech. Yep.
I can't simply abandon you like this.
Water. Can't simply abandon you like this. The twins only know what you'll get up to without me around. The family laughs with relief. The days pass and Mother's condition continues to improve. The illness that once seemed to intricately slowly release her from its clutches. Moreover, the family squabbles have stopped for her sake, at least for now. Willpower? Not good. Yes, achievement! Achievement unlocked! Flip the page. This is the event of your... Oh, shit. I'm gonna die, man. I'm gonna die, dude. And then my run, my beautiful, glorious run would be over. The sitting room is brightly illuminated by dozens of candles. Today, the tapestry bearing the Brante family crest, an oak branch wrapped in chains, hangs over the fireplace. The petitions have been granted and the paperwork is ready. Today, Gloria will join the Brante family and become your father's lawful daughter. The entire family is gathered together except for Stefan. Ever since you and Gloria got your way, your elder brother has spent less and less time at home, preferring to take prolonged trips to visit his noble friends. Gloria is standing by the fireplace, clothed in the modest black dress, quite unlike her usual trousers and men's jacket. Even her hair is braided today. For the sake of this momentous occasion, she is behaving as reservedly as she can, though she often glances at you with gratitude. ASMR. Father steps forward solemnly and makes a speech as the family watches in profound silence. Come closer, Gloria, and become a branch of the Brante family tree. Gloria kneels humbly before the man she has called Sir Robert all her life. He holds his hand in front of her face as the ceremony demands. From this day forth you shall be a full member of this family, your fate now bound with ours. Wear your name with honor, and may the Brante family prosper with you. Gloria leaves a filial kiss on the finger of the outstretched hand. Now rise, Gloria Brante. Slowly, gracefully, confidently, Gloria rises to her feet. For the first time since childhood, she looks and seems like your older sister with a smile. Father at last embraces his adopted daughter as a parent. Gloria warmly responds to his embrace, then hurries to you. We legally brother and sister now. I owe it all to you, I swear. I'll never forget what you've done for me. I promise I'll be more careful from now on. I'll only do what's best for the family whose name I bear. You answer her without hesitation. Gloria has always been your family. All you did was make it official. Your sister squeezes your hand in excitement. This is her day, the day she has been waiting for all her life. It's almost like lots of the issues with her could have been stopped if he had just adopted her sooner and had a backbone, just saying. Loud thudding steps echo in the foyer. The doors swing open. Stefan stands on the doorstep. Your elder brother, now haggard looking and covered in dust of the road, casts a tired gaze over the faces of the family gathered around the fireplace. So it seems I've arrived at the very moment of triumph. Would you look at that, already celebrating the day the Brante family lost its honor, are you? Gloria stands between you and him, brave and confident, hands on her hips. She's no reason to be afraid of Stefan's fury now. We are celebrating the fact that no member of this family can now toss another member out on the streets. Stefan allows himself a bitter chuckle. Gloria, how typical of you. You've cut off your nose to spite your family, and my brother is just the same. You've all robbed our bloodline of our noble future. You've ruined everything Sir Gregor Brante paid for in sweat and blood. If it weren't for him, we would have nothing. Little does he know, I've been working in the shadows, toiling hard to get us nobility. And by nobility, I mean freedom for commoners and equality. I assume that's what we're going for. I kind of want to go world domination, but I don't think I can, which makes me a little sad. Stefan's face grows crimson as he says these words. It takes him a moment, albeit a brief one, to compose himself and continue. But what's done is done. Our honor is already lost. From now on, I will have no further connections to her family. I'm leaving for the capital. Nothing will ever make me visit this home again. I suppose it's time for my farewells then. Stefan, wait, don't be ridiculous. You're still my eldest son and heir. And what, pray tell, am I to inherit, father? You robbed us all of our hereditary title right when it was within our grasp, but I don't blame you. You're just a victim of my brother's schemes, or do you disgrace? Stefan delivers this furious tirade from the doorstep, one step away from leaving. What will you tell Stefan before he departs? I would have needed, that would have been impossible! That's literally impossible. Like, I couldn't have done this and gotten that. That is actually bullshit. That is actually bullshit, dude. That's not even, I couldn't even ever obtain that. Like, I couldn't obtain that, but then keep Gloria's high as well. Like, that would have been impossible. Wow. I get to be the heir! Yeah, but, I kind of wanted to do that one, but apparently I had to have good relations with my brother, which I feel like would have been impossible to keep good relations with my sister. But, whatever. Coldly, you snap back at Stefan that if a title was all your brother ever wanted from this family, then he doesn't deserve to bear the family name. All Stefan has brought to the Brante family is strife, animosity, and scorn. For the sake of his ambitions, he was ready and willing to sacrifice anyone, all under the pretense of protecting his family. Good riddance. There is no place for him here. Stefan meets your lengthy speech with surprising calm. When you are done, a bitter grin appears on his face once more. You will never understand what it means to be a nobleman, but you are right about one thing. This is no longer my concern. It's high time I did something for myself. I'm still the son of Amelia Elborn. Should I ask my uncle Sir Elborn to grant me his family name, he will not refuse me. I shall forge a new fate for myself, one without any of you in it. Stefan studies each of you, as though trying his best to remember this moment forever. His face reflects a fleeting moment of regret, but it is quickly replaced by decisiveness. I cannot reject this blood tide. It flows in my veins now, but I can reject all of you. Sir Robert Brante, you are no longer my father or patriarch. Devlin, Nathan, and you are no longer my brothers, and I will make sure everyone knows it. Stefan removes a ring bearing the family seal with his finger and hurls it into the roaring fireplace. Then he glances at each of you one last time before turning away and walking briskly outside. A moment later, you hear hoofs clattering against cobblestone, growing quieter as they recede in the distance, and then a long silence marred only by the crackling of the fireplace. Father collapsed in his chair, overcome with grief. My eldest son has rejected our family. Ye gods, what did I do to anger you so? Gloria steps carefully toward her foster father. Her hand comes to rest on his shoulder. He put it to his face as the tears begin to flow. I hope Stefan would come to accept our decision, but a hereditary title means more to him than our family's happiness. We won't make the same mistake he did. We will weather the scorn of the noble families with dignity. We will remain united in this home no matter what. Yes, we will. Fathers, your family does their best to console each other, but this celebration is ruined. Eventually you go to your room to sleep, but a flood of memories keeps slumbering at bay. You remember Stefan leading you by the hand through the yard. You remember sitting at the big table on the porch, poking each other in the arm. You remember marching through the streets of Inzante at night looking for Gloria, and now Stefan has left his family home and Inzante never to return. This is the last you will ever hear of the man who used to be your oldest brother. Damn, son. My brother's dick. Why is that going down? I was already at 0. Like, screw you. But I'm the heir, baby. I'm the heir, baby. I am the heir. I am the heir. Yeah, yeah. Now I just gotta kill. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Off my parents. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, what? Stefan had left the house of Brante and went to seek his fortune in the capital. Yeah, because he's a prick. Dude, this music is great. This is a day you remember well. It began with a loud, impatient knock at the door. You are surprised to see Thomas paying a visit to your home. There's joy on his face as your old friend shakes your hand. Brante, it's been a while since I saw you last. I just got back to the city. I visited my folks, then ran straight here. Otten finally stopped hounding me. I sure hope that whole mess is over for good. You invite your friend in, but he gestures for you to wait, a sly smile on his face. I'm in a hurry right now, buddy. So much to do, so little time, I'll explain. I just got back to Solmina. There was this girl in the village, a shopkeeper named Miri. She gave me shelter, and I ended up falling head over heels in love with her. You congratulate your friend and pat him on the shoulder with joy. He laughs. My poor ma and pa, all their life, they'd hoped I'd marry a noblewoman. I used to hope for that too when I was young, but now I know there's things matter more than noble titles. Miri is about to be my wife. You offer Thomas words of congratulation, but he suddenly grows serious. Otten's left me alone, but Miri and I will still be better off far away from Inzanti. I wasn't happy serving in the Legion anyways. I thought the nobleman's lot would set me free from suffering and do the same for my descendants, but it just ain't that simple. I was less free than ever. I'll be better off as a commoner again, earning my living by the sweat of my brow. A farmstead might not be an estate, but the high and mighty won't ever set their sights on me again. I'll live my life in peace just like I wanted. So lots of this is actually drawing from, like, I mean, lots of, like, the lots and stuff, I understand it's like their own world and religion, but it is drawing lots from actual English society. Like when I was reading the Sackets, a Louis L'Amour novel, and like lots of this stuff it's similar in that, like, the poor people, the commoners, which I think the main guy was, aren't allowed to talk to nobles, do anything with nobles, raise hands against nobles. They aren't allowed to use swords and whatnot. All of that stuff. So it's a lot similar. Like, I mean, obviously they draw a lot from actual society. I've just got one last request for you, though. You've done so much for me, but I'd be honored if you'd be a witness to my wedding vows. The twins. You can just be like, see ya. 10 willpower, let's go. Oh, dude, if I had been the path of the priest, if only. Oh well, we're gonna bear witness to their wedding vows. Baby! Hell yeah! Hell yeah, brother! Your hand comes to rest on Thomas's shoulder. It would be an honor and privilege for you to bear witness to your friend's wedding. Thomas glows with joy. Wonderful. You've got an idea how much this means to me. You've got no idea how much this means to me. I gotta go get ready. Several days later, you follow your childhood friend to a smallish temple nestled on the edge of the Brass District. Did he just say, I gotta go get ready? This man, it took him several days to get ready? Sus. He's wearing a plain white shirt. Needless luxuries are forbidden at the austere wedding ritual. You are both welcomed by the bride, a blonde-haired young woman, innocence and hospitality written across her trusting face. The bride's parents stand further away, two aging villagers eyeing the streets of the big city with suspicion. Miri, meet Devlin Brante, my best friend ever since we were lads. He'll bear witness to our oaths before the twins. The bride greets you with a humble bow. The three of you step inside the temple. You close the doors behind you. Tradition demands no one else be allowed to attend the sacred wedding ritual. An amiable, aged priest by the name of Ignatius Ventini meets you inside. Thomas and Miriam kneel before the altar. O twins, elder and younger, behold these two as they kneel before you. They beseech you to join them in eternal wedlock. The candle flames dance and quiver. You hear a strange murmur in the temple. The darkness beneath the vault of the temple ceiling swirls into two colossal shades. The bride and groom raise their eyes to them, awestruck. Thomas, dost thou swear thy loyalty to divine union? I do. The bride assents to the same query. Your turn is next. You stand over the kneeling bride and groom and speak their names as the twins watch over you. Thomas Gurio and Mira of Sulamina. One of the colossal shades leans over them, looking like a towering sword, while the other bursts in a beacon of blinding light that illuminates the temple from within. Thomas and Mira look into each other's eyes in amazement. From this moment forth, they are bound to one another by divine law, and divine love fill their hearts. In your sight of the twins, Thomas Gurio and Miri of Sulamina are now man and wife, as Devlin Brante bears witness. The stern, solemn ceremony has ended, and it is time to celebrate. A humble but happy feast is to be held in the bride's village. As day gives way to night, you and Thomas leave the revel to enjoy a moment of quiet repose on the front porch. Your old friend looks off into the distance, hopeful. Yeah, remember we fought in the yard over our little brothers? Look how much has happened since then. Both of you laugh as you recall the beginning of your friendship. I'll treasure those memories forever, I will. And you can be sure that my firstborn name. Yay, let's go! Thomas chuckles, pondering. You and I, we grew up on the same street. We look how different we turned out. You have a say in other people's fates, Brante. Your name will surely be remembered, but me, I'm still a humble nobody. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Yeah, I kind of wish I was just a humble nobody, but no. Instead, I'm just an asshole. I used to be so sure a man could never start over with a clean slate, but I guess I was wrong. I'll never forget you, and I'll never forget everything you've done for me. A tear runs down your friend's cheek. For the last time, Thomas embraces you. Tomorrow we will leave Enzante forever. Will you ever meet again? Nobody knows. Achievement! Yeah! You see Thomas off to his new life, far from all the danger and chaos. Good for him. I don't have to kill him in the uprising. That's great. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the Brante estate. Your only concern these days is the price you have had to pay for this peace. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It is too late for Father to be working. You go to the door and turn the study, trying to tread softly and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above Father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hand, Father's dagger. Oh, Devlin, it's you. Shush! I just took the dagger for a moment. Don't worry. I know holding a weapon's against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother's clumsy turns the dagger around, holding it against his body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives, but why? I'm not even sure how to say it, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What's my place in their great plans? But I've only made things worse. I meddled with the Markian sect, defied and rejected my lot, indulged in vice, but I found nothing there. Almost like those are hollow parts of life. The old faith, the new faith, Father Mark's hearsay, they gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There's nothing else left for me now. I've got to go see the twins myself and ask them. I know I'm an affront to their plans just because I'm alive, but I'll repeat, I'll pray for their forgiveness. But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. They never have, and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. I know, Mother taught us all our lives, but I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big of a price if it works. I can't find any use for them anyways. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming it for his heart. Just don't stop him! Just don't stop your brother. It's bad if I stop him. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, we'll do that one. That's a good one. Good job. You confront Nathan with a question he has considered. What would Mother say about this? Nathan stops, stunned, startled. His hands clenching the dagger, is unmoving and limp, hanging in midair. Mother? You assure your younger brother that Mother will help him deal with his misfortune. You are going to call her right now. You keep your eyes trained trained on Nathan as you shout loudly for her. Your cries wakes up everyone in the house, but Mother is the first to reach you. She is very worried. Twins Almighty, Nathan, please stop, please. Just stop, please. Nathan is frozen in place. His fingers grip the dagger's hilt even tighter. Mother, I'm sorry. Mother, I have to go there. I have to reach the twins. Just for a little while. I need them to hear me. Then call out to them from here. You don't need to be in the hereafter to be heard, my son. Remember, they are always watching. They see every moment of your life. All you need to do is pray to them, my son. The twins are always at your side. Not only at the moment of death, your life is their gift, and they watch every single choice you make. Remember how you felt their gaze when you were a little boy. You hear a dull ringing sound as steel clatters against the floor. Nathan has dropped the dagger. Yes, but why won't they tell me anything? Why is dying the only way I can be close to them? My dear son, you must not dare to demand anything from the twins themselves. All you can do is ask. All you are doing right now is demanding. Listen to me. Give me the answer. You cannot do this. You must address them in prayer. An honest, humble prayer, born from the truth in your heart. It's hard work, but if such is their will, one day they will respond, and then you will find peace. Mother opens her arms for Nathan. He sobs loudly. His knees buckle as he nearly collapses into Mother's arms. It's a good thing your brother was at your side in this time of trouble. Twins bless you for this good deed. Nathan stops wasting times in taverns with suspicious characters. He spends every day in ardent prayer. The family watches the stark change in their wayward son with great surprise. And then one day Nathan shares a revelation with you. I spoke to them, brother. I was deep in humble prayer, not even hoping for an answer, but then I felt them listening to me, felt it with all my being. It's like I left the mortal realm and went up into the heavens and dared to address them. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and the elder, he reached out to me. He wanted to respond to me. I know he did, but the younger sword stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and it was like I fell back down from a great height. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes as I fell, and he followed me. He shall descend again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy, and then the world will change at last. Hell yeah! Oh, year 1145. Bum, bum, bum. A storm on the horizon. For over a year now, Anzante has been steadily simmering with unrest, like a soup pot over a well-stoked flame. Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protections under the law. The last straw insurgents commence brazen acts, hoping to overthrow the authorities. The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand. In spite of this enormous pressure, Overseer Gaius Tempest remains highly reluctant to allow any bloodshed. But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of the nobility might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith, not to mention other strange, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets, yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city for now. Father Lenart has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith. It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognize its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as relics of the past. The Twins granted everyone the freedom to choose their own path in this world, and I will not stop until this freedom is recognized throughout the Empire. The next Patriarch of Magra must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the Twins, and it must be ours as well. Lenart intends to amend the old order of the church and become patriarch. His opponents, however, are beset by eternal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresy, more of which appears every day. Not even the highest ranks of faith are free from suspicion. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear being damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker among themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on, and the change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of the new age now rests upon your shoulders. For a year now, Azanti has been slowly simmering with unrest. The feud between the estates, between the old faith and the new, between the law of the empire and noble tradition. Tensions are at an all-time high, waiting for the slightest spark to catch fire and burn. Even your family's affairs have been affected by the growing unrest. It is during these troubled times that the future of your family will be decided. Father shakes you awake early in the morning. He is excited, clutching a letter bearing the imperial seal of the Tempest dynasty. Wake up, son. Come to the sitting room. A letter has come from overseas. Gaius Tempest. He gingerly breaks the seal and unfolds the missive. To the Honorable Brante family, I, Gaius of the Tempest dynasty, overseer of the province of Magra, have given due consideration to your pension to have your bloodline ennobled by the swords. You are expected in 1 week at Castle Enery, as are all pensioners for the sword, where you shall hear my decision firsthand. After finishing the letter, Father turns to you. He looks fatigued. Well, son, it's time for us to be honest with each other about our family. What do you have to say about this? Where do we, the Brante, stand after so many years? What hopes do we have for the future of the family? The past several years have been marked by many life-changing events. The rare joys, the frequent fights, the arguments, the attempts at peace and losses. Sometimes you have managed to change their minds, and sometimes you have not. But your decisions have made you realize what matters most to you. The future of the Brante family must be decided here and now. I can just be like, see ya, bitches. That's fucked. That's messed up. Because my reputation and my wealth wasn't high enough. Because my reputation wasn't fucking high enough. That's all I got. This is my only option, and Father hates it. You reluctantly confess to Father what both of you already know. It is clear what Gaius Tempest's decision will be. Your family hopes of being ennobled by the sword are long gone. You had to maintain your family's reputation and fortune and peace at home. It all proved too much to handle. After expending too much energy resolving the strife within your family, you had little strength left for the rest. With a sigh, Father agrees. You're right, my son. We couldn't weather the storm that came upon us. Who could have hoped for a hereditary title after that? I can only imagine how your grandfather must be raging in the hereafter. The Banshee Patriarch uneasily considers what comes next. But our family is still together, still whole. It pains me to think that we're so many losses that could have been prevented. I must confess, at one point I even feared there might be nothing of us left, but we are still a family. Very now, we will abandon the pursuit of the nobility of the sword for our descendants and tend to the Brante family itself. Nathan peeks into the sitting room. His hair is tousled. Father Devlin, what happened? Nothing, Nathan. Life goes on. That's all. The wily father embraces his two sons. The last of the embers that were once the letter from Gaius Tempest smoldered away in the fireplace. It was almost too much to bear, but your family ties have been preserved. The Brante family will live on. Oh, I was with Gregor Brante? That's not that bad. That kind of blew, though. That was kind of depressing. All conditions met. The deafening rumble, the tinkling of broken glass, the pavement shudders beneath your feet. Another explosion. Sophia, what has she done? You struggle to ponder what is going on. People stare in horror at the white cloud rising slowly above downtown Anzante, Magistrate L. Verman's mansion. You run towards it. The impact of the explosion is visible from several districts away. Houses and fences are crooked, and grotesque mosaic of shattered glass litters the streets. Shrieks of terror, moans of pain. The air is still. A massive cloud of dust and gunpowder smoke blankets the entire noble district. People stumble out of the haze covered in gray dust. They look like shadows. Everything seems colorless. Only the blood oozing from the victim's wounds is a vivid scarlet hue. A crowd of onlookers has already gathered around the ruins of Elverman's mansion. You notice a lady among them. She can hardly suppress a smile. These people are sadistic. They're psychos, man. I didn't know I was in... I guess I actually probably should have known I was in the company of a bunch of psychopaths. Well, this is the most powerful blow against the tyranny of the Empire I've ever seen. Where the magistrate's mansion once stood, there is now only a gaping hole full of rubble, ripped from the ground by the blast. The pavement around the house resembles cracked eggshells. The neighboring homes have lost their exterior walls. The rooms are exposed. Gendarmes pull the bodies of those who have met their true death out of the wreckage, wrap them in coarse fabric, and load them onto the wagons. You feel sick. You have never seen so many dead bodies before. Mutilated in the explosion, they look only vaguely human. You force yourself not to avert your gaze. How many of them deserve this? How many just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time? Servants, coachmen, simple passerbys. Most of them must have been quite old, but still. Did they really have to fall victim to Sophia's plot? Sophia chose the perfect target, the murder of L. Verman, an extremely powerful nobleman, of ancient lineage, will not only remind the simple folk that the last straw is fighting tyranny, it will also instill fear in the defenders of the Empire. Did you make the wrong choice? Should you have refused Sophia and prevented this disaster? It is too late to change anything now. Oh my gosh! Dude. Yeah, we went from like a spy organization to like just straight up like thieves and stuff to just straight up murdering assassins. This is kind of messed up, man. I feel like the bad guy now. Oh man. Conditions met. This is a consequence of your previous action. It is nighttime. The print shop is empty. You sit by a lit candle, awaiting Sophia's arrival. She finally returns. The door creaks. You can... Okay, so some of the stuff gets mixed up with how conditions are met and like where people are at in the game, which is kind of weird. The door creaks. You can barely discern the smoldering embers of her pipe in the darkness. Her languid footsteps approach. The glow of the candlelight falls across Sophia's face. Hey there, partner. You take a step forward. The familiar smell of tobacco tickles your nostrils. Sophia glances at the misericord, her farewell gift. Still got it on you, huh? That's good. You'll need it soon enough. You raise your eyebrow inquiringly. It's time I told you everything. Sorry I couldn't confide in you until the last minute. I see I was wrong now. What in the world is she talking about? That moron Felipe has no idea there was a real revolt brewing right under his nose. Well, everything finally ready. We are ready. The last straw is tough now. Real tough. We've got firearms, manpower, an idea, and most importantly, the people's rage. How did she know about the firearms? ... There's no stopping it now. We just need to point it in the right direction and BAM! You ask Sophie where she intends to direct this rage. She stares at you. You cannot tell whether she is surprised or dismayed. What do you mean? Where? At the Empire, of course. We're gonna declare war. We're gonna fight until there's nothing left of the old order. We're gonna fight until all those nobles are wiped out, until the world finally changes. The half-majors, guys like Egmont, want ain't gonna make the world better. We're doing this for the greater good. We're going to take the first step tomorrow. Yeah, that's everybody's excuse for doing bad things. Us for the greater good, man. And then you immediately do something bad. Just saying. Felipe thinks he's achieved his goals. He'll order us to start his fake revolt, but we're going to start our own revolt, a real one. We'll take Felipe out, and then we'll finally be free. Sophia takes your hand. She clenches it so hard it hurts. I want you by my side. It's payback time. Her eyes are fixed on yours. The golden reflection of the candle flame flickers in them. Ooh. Dude, fucking agree. Sure. Why the hell not? I mean, I already cock-blocked myself on the other path, so why the hell not? You tell her that you will always be together. Tomorrow you will kill Felipe and be free at last. I don't think it'll happen in one day, but I could be wrong. Sophia pushes you. Okay. Hit continue on that one. Even late at night, the streets of Enzante echo with chatter. The city cannot sleep. You cannot sleep tonight either. Adrazar El Furro sent you a surprising note a few hours ago. He is coming. You hear slow, steady footsteps accompanied by the tapping of a cane. There's a knock at the door. Felipe enters the print shop. Sophia quietly follows him in. You exchange a nod. The print shop is crowded despite the late hour. Father Fiad, Eladia, and the other workers observe Felipe uneasily. Oliver is there too. He acknowledges the Baron with a polite nod. You suddenly realize that Felipe no longer cares at all if the last straw member sees his face. You walk into your office with Felipe and Sophie and lock the door. Well then, Brante, I hope your people are ready. It is time to put our plans into action. They're ready. Just give us the word. Excellent, excellent. Soon our song of victory will reach its final note. Our road has been a long one, much longer than we thought, but now the end is in sight. I had a word with the overseer, and in the end I managed to convince him that Elborn simply cannot maintain order in Enzante. We are just one step away from being granted special authority for the secret chancellery. All we need is an excuse for action. Prepare your people and take to the streets. And when I finally get the authority, we will eliminate each and every traitor to the Empire. Egmont, Lenart, Elborn, all of them. But those scums will probably try to flee Enzante. I will need the people you recruited throughout Magra, Sophie. There are more than enough of them. I'm glad to hear that. How much time do you need to prepare, Brante? You shift your gaze from Felipe to Sophie. She has been standing behind him all this time, a silent shadow with her head held high, her eyes trained on you. Felipe's cane taps the floor impatiently. He's waiting for your answer. The advisor is right. The day you have worked for all these years has finally come. Are you ready? What will you do now? Oh, I only get one frickin' option, baby. I get to murder him. Might as well. How does that take wealth? How does it take wealth to murder somebody? That is a legitimate question. If anything, I should gain wealth because I will loot his pockets immediately afterwards. Alright, I guess we'll murder him. You meet Sophia's gaze. You nod. It is time. I'm asking you a question. How much time do you need to get your people ready for the revolt? Your people have been ready for a long time, you say. Sophia walks to the door and slides the bolt open. It clings loudly. Your loyal people enter the room. One by one, Eladia Fad. Each of them is accompanied by two muscle-bound, well-armed young men. What in the younger's name? Who are these people, Sophia? What is the meaning of this? Have you seriously decided to start before I can even leave? You lowborn punks can be so difficult to work with. Shut up. You've said enough. Get him. The burly men grab Felipe by the shoulders on either side. Eladia wrenches the cane from her hand and tosses it into a corner. You won't be needing this anymore. The advisor grows pale, even as he tries to retain any air of composure. So mutiny, is it? And what are you going to do next, Sophia? What's your plan? I still have all my lives. I'll be back tomorrow, and none of you will ever escape me. I can assure you of that. You are going to drag your little insurgency to the foot of the pillar along with you. Have you really found a backbone now? Your little sacrifice changes nothing. You know that. And you, Brante, so you're staying loyal to this two-faced, backstabbing trollop? Yes, that's kind of true, but... Or did you just happen to buy into the lies you were feeding them? Big mistake. A swift blow cuts him short. Sophia's knee Felipe in the groin. He doubles over in pain, gasping for air. I thought I told you to shut up. What happens next is none of your concern. We're gonna put this man on trial, Devlin. The People's Court will judge him. I want you to carry out the sentence. I'm a judge now? Sophia, you unsheath Sophia's gift. The Miss in Court. The People's Court? What kind of dog and pony show is this? Another blow convinces Felipe to remain silent. He is forced to his knees. You form a circle around him. Felipe El Furro, for crimes against the people, for tyranny, for the murder of innocent, we the People's Court hereby sentence you to true death. Okay, I have one thing here. For crimes against the people, tyranny, and murder of innocents. Didn't we also do all of that? Like, not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure everybody in this room has done every single one of those things. 100%. Just saying. I'm just saying. What say you, judges? The people gathered around you throw their fists in the air. They shout as one, death! The People's Court has spoken. You stab Felipe hard in the chest with the dagger. I actually get to kill him? Damn! The blade hits the advisor between the ribs and sinks down to the hilt. Pathetic farce. Felipe collapses to the floor. Blood begins to pool under his body. The rebels step uneasily away from the growing puddle. Sophia stays where she is. Her eyes remain fixed on the advisor's corpse. A moment passes, then another. The dead body remains in place. Felipe has met his true death. You cannot believe your eyes. The People's Court, whatever it may be, wields the same authority as the Prefector. Yeah, dude, the People's Court. You ever watch that show? Apparently, that's what happens on that show. If you didn't know. Your word has become the law. Felipe has left this world forever. Sophia wipes the sweat from her brow. With a deep breath, she straightens her shoulders. The yellow sparks in her eyes gleam brighter than you have ever seen before. We've got our work cut out for us now. Gather everyone down to the last man, the new believers, Egmont's miners, the homeless, the farmers. Tell them all to get ready. Anyone who supports us needs to hit the streets and unleash their rage against the nobles and empire. We use the ruckus they raise to deal with the rest of the secret chancellery's agents. First things first, we'll purge the last straw of Felipe's bootlickers. Reputation is inevitable. That's the law of the land. And now it's time for all the nobles and Arcanians to pay for their crimes and stand trial before the People's Court. But what will you do with Felipe's body? This is kind of getting into the part where we're not really revolting anymore, and we're kind of just killing a bunch of dudes. Just saying. Nail it to the Chancellor's gate? We don't need to hide it anymore? With that, Sophia leaves the print shop, and with several of your men. The fringe of her dress still soaked in blood, drips of crimson trail on the floor behind her. True death for Felipe El Furio. Boom. Moderate me. I still don't understand how killing a man takes my wealth. Like, literally, I just had to stab him and tie him to a gate. What wealth does that take? Bullshit. Freedom is so intoxicating, so easily sliding sliding into lawlessness. The desire for freedom infiltrates minds and hearts like a poison, leading people to commit monstrous crimes. Freedom is like fire. In untrained hands, it can burn everything down. The Chancellor now bears the banner of the last straw, a hand clutching a lantern. It beams cleaving the darkness. The body of Felipe El Furro is chained to the Chancellor's gate for all to see. There is a wooden heel on his stiff neck, the mark of the secret chancellery. The mob is eager to pelt the advisor's corpse with stones. The Gendarmes seized Mayor Egmont in the first few hours of the revolt. He was swiftly sentenced to true death for treason against the empire and beheaded. His head was put on a stake in front of the lesser quorum to frighten the people into submission, but it did not work. The common people have seen Mayor Egmont as their protector for years now. His death only enraged them. The people fill the streets. Tempers run high, thanks in small part to the last straw's provocateurs. A spark has fallen on dry tinder, and now the entire city has caught fire. With Felipe's death, the authorities are helpless against your uprising, just as planned. The Legion, the noble militia, the Prefecture Gendarmes, they can do nothing to stop the revolt. Your guns and gunpowder have crushed their very attempt to restore order. Sophia's little army has defeated the Empire's first attempt to resist your movement, and now, for one brief moment, the last straw holds sway over the entire city. Together with Sophia, you step out onto the chancellery. Tall stairs in the evening sun. The square is crowded, teeming full of people, all of them shouting ecstatically. Yeah, the time has come to pass judgment. Sophia raises an arm. Her eyes are glowing brighter than ever before. The crowd falls silent. Listen, everybody. The nobles will never dare to oppress the commoners again. We've got weapons. We've got men. We're the last straw. The old world order is about to come to an end. Today they tried to stop us on our way to freedom. They would be punished by the people's court. One by one, you drag Felipe's thugs out before the crowd and make them kneel in the dust. You spot Moss among them, glancing around like a concerned beast. The mob screams their faces. The people you see before you are loyal lapdogs of the secret chancellery. They all serve the men who now hang on the fences behind me. Today we will put them on trial. Your men line up before the prisoners. You give the command, ready? Please, Devlin, spare me. I want to live. I was always faithful to you. I don't deserve... You beat the shit out of me while I was naked in a bathhouse. I don't think that was very loyal. Like, what the hell? Enemies of freedom, for crimes against the people of Enzante, we the People's Court hereby sentence you to true death. You raise an arm, aim. The gunmen train their muskets on the prisoners. What says you, judges? The people in the crowd pump their fists in the air. The cacophony of desperate voices merge into one. Death. The People's Court has spoken. You drop your hands. The guns fire all at once. Bodies fall to the ground. Dude, this is like kind of brutal. I'm not gonna lie. The mob watches as blood begins to drip down the Chancellor's stairs. The bodies remain forever dead, and then they scream in terror and glee, a chore of voices so deafening it makes the nearby windows shake. The word of the people has become the law. We cannot be stopped. We have tolerated the tyranny of the Empire for far too long. The time has come to take our destiny into our own hands. Those imperial bastards can't stop our righteous revolution. Arm yourselves, people. Your freedom is in your hands. You walk down the stairs, accompanied by the cries of the people. Fredmund, take them in and tell everyone to leave the square, then get to the city walls. We need to get all of the gates under control. Gaius Tempest is probably already on his way here with his battalions. Aye, aye. Sophia turns to you. Although utterly exhausted, she still manages a smile. I told you I was nothing but trouble. Even I don't know what's gonna happen next. It doesn't matter anymore, you tell her. Now you will either win or hang. No two ways about it. I guess that is true. I got an urgent job for you. We've done well, but our foothold here is still too weak. If our enemy decides to work together, we will be crushed. We need to split up. I'll arm the new recruits. Fredman will defend the wall. You keep an eye on the city. We have to finish off our enemies here in Zante and find new allies to support us. You promise to do everything you can. Sophia's fingers lightly brush against your cheek. Blah, 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 blah. Gushy stuff. Get out of here. She leaves the square before you can manage a reply. You leave as well. The resembled Gharmas and garrison battalions soon retake the Chancellery and most of the central districts. Night falls, and for a brief moment, the city is quiet once more. Mayor Egmont, I could have prevented this, but I sold you out. I'm sorry, man. It was the wrong choice. You were kind of a dick, so I don't really care. Lawless land. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, achievement. Alright, continue. Continue. End of chapter. Oh, baby, it's the end of the chapter. I mean, I feel like we didn't do horrible. I mean, there's a couple decisions that I probably shouldn't have made that I made anyways. And didn't end in the best
At last,
of circumstances.
the day has come which would decide my fate, as well as that of my family, and perhaps the entire empire. The day of the revolt.
The day of the revolt. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. I know it is, but I think I am gonna call it good there. So, thank you to everyone who dropped by. Thank you, Grim Is Us. Go check out Grim Is Us on Twitch and on YouTube. He is the man. Stream with him often. Go check him out. Have a great one. Have a good evening. Sleep well. Well, except for you, I guess. Have a good night. Catch you later.